Hello, hopefully you're all well and your family's well. Welcome to Let's Put It Into Context. Nix, welcome. Hopefully you're well and your family's well. We need to put things in context now, don't we? Right. The Ginge has. Oh, first thing I'm going to do is let Maria Moon say something that she would like to say before I go any further into what? No. Here we go. Right.
Yeah, right. Is that about right? Is
Yeah.
it there?
Can you hear Maria Moon?
Can you hear me all right? Nix. Hi, Nix. Hello, everyone. Hi, Rude Awakening. Can you all hear
Hi,
me?
Rude Awakening. Can you hear Maria Moon?
Can you hear me clear enough? I don't really want the mic right in front of me because it's loud. Loud and clear. Thank you, Nix. Okay, then, well, it's only rough. Thanks, James. It's only rough. Hi, Nathan. Right. What I've wrote, but cheers, Rude Awakening. Thank you all. What I wrote. So yeah, forgive me if I trip over myself. But anyway, to begin with, I want to address Mama Milo. Mama Milo, your screenshot that we have where you're saying that you didn't say anything to do with our daughter, right? People can interpret it the way they want to, but I know how I read it, and I know how Ron reads it. So, Mama Milo, in Torbs's chat, you wrote about, I don't know, it must have been a good month ago now, isn't it? It's been a while, but Ginge wants to keep it going. So, yeah, we'll respond. Mama Milo, you wrote, you two, of all people, have shocked me after the shit you put out. That was in Torb's live talking about the comment section. Where we're talking about the Christian warfare on Torbs's. Ron and Vincent had a chat. I was in there too, but I disappeared. So it was between them two, the comment section, and Ginge clipped it without context, which Ron will go more into.
I'm going to clear that up.
So, Mum and Milo, you two of all people have shocked me after this shit that you put out. So, what shit was you talking about, Mum and Milo? What other shit have we put out in reference to abuse? Because we're talking about DJE, remember? And the shit that Dupes ran with, the DJE bullshit thing that came over to you, Ginge and Mum and Milo, and you ran with some stupid little story about Ron and me. So, what were you talking about then, Mama Milo, as we were talking about girls being abused? Yeah? It's obvious what you were talking about, isn't it? Anyway, so yeah. You are number 16, Mama Milo. Welcome to the list. You're on it. You are fucking disgusting. You disgust me to even go there. And your sad partner, Ginge. Let's talk about your sad partner, Ginge. Yeah? Who says, and he writes this, we've also got the screenshot of this, because we do everything with backup, with evidence. We don't just put out screenshots and say, oh, you've got to believe it, without the full context. So, Ginge says, Ron Maria, pair of wrong-uns, haven't even seen the proof and blaming victims. No, Ginge, they're survivors. They're not victims, they're survivors. As I kept correcting you in Torbs. So you say, haven't seen the proof and blaming victims. Wow, have a stroke, you cunt. That's what Ginge wrote. Have a stroke, you cunt, to Ron, right? Ill wishing comes back on you tenfold. You reprobate. You will reap what you sow. Don't need to do anything, Ginge. It'll come back on you. So 13 days ago, Ginge writes on James's live post after it's finished. He writes, I quote, Mongovich is a wrong-un. Ron is a twisting prick. Victim blaming, survivor, victim blaming when his daughter has been done is shocking. What the actual fuck? His daughter has been done. do you know what has been done means? If you look it up in the dictionary, it means completed or caught by the police for an illegal offence. His daughter has been done. She was raped. Yeah? But that's how Ginge wants to ride it, because that's how fucking warped his brain is. And he goes on to say, was it Ron's mate? Really, Ginge? You are one sick person. I can't even call you a man. You are not a man. You're definitely not a man. You are sick. No, it wasn't. We didn't even know the predator. And it's a predator. Oh, you literally make me want to vomit. Absolutely vomit. Yeah, he is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Anyway, karma will deal with you accordingly, Ginge. We don't have to do shit. And as for your other long, boring, really long, boring comment on James's last live, the one after that, where you write again about Ron 4 days ago, we haven't responded to any of this. I'm sorry, guys, you're going to have to go and read it. It's on James's last live. It's in the comments section. Click on newest and you'll see his long, boring thing all about Ron. So this Emily thing, yeah, it's I was the one that thought it was to do with a girl called Emily, because I write it in the chat when Ian Burns and Ginge are having a to-do in Ron's live about 8 months ago. I've shared Ian Burns' live. You can go and see. You can go and read what's gone on there yourself.
Fucking hell, yeah, you do want to go and read it. The amount of times he turned around and said that Ian Burns is a nonce.
Yeah.
And outside schools and what have you. You really do need to go and read the shit. Talk about slanderous and defamation of character. The amount of times.
Yeah, so I said in that chat while they were having it, I was like, about Emily. I said about Emily. Nobody corrected me and said it wasn't Emily. So I've always assumed wrongly it was Emily. Apparently it's some other girl called Kirsty that he sent dick pictures to, but you know, an adult. But that's neither here nor there. Ron still didn't call him a nonce, although he's tried to insinuate others. Hi, Mickey. So yeah, Ginge saying that Ian is on the register, and he said it in Ron's live, and then he turned around and said, "No, Maria, I was saying he's on the school register." Lol, Maria. We've got all these in clips. So has Ian Burns.
Lol,
he's got it all too.
Lol. That's funny.
So yeah. So like Ian said, he is civil, but you are bitter, Ginge. You keep calling him a nonce, saying he's on the register, and you have no proof of it. And he's asked you time and time again, including in Ron's live, to show it, and you never have. And by the way, it's Tuesday, Ginge. I think Mama Milo needs to buy you some day socks. You said Monday, didn't you? On James's, he was going to do a live on Monday. It's Tuesday. Get him some new socks or underwear, Mama Milo, and put the days on it. So stop spreading bullshit lies over a guy's channel, DJE, that we actually don't even watch. I don't know about you, but we don't watch. So yeah, number 17 and 18 you are. So yeah, yeah, that's about it really.
Right. Okay then. I cleared this up at the time when Ginge tried to insinuate, and I noticed in his live that he didn't actually put it in full context. All he just showed was the imbeciles who were running along with it. What he was saying was true, but what I'm going to do is show you what those screenshots were indicating to, which Ginge hid from every single person out there who was bothered to listen. But there again, no, those exact same people won't even acknowledge what I'm about to show, what it was referring to. And it was to do with what Tay turned around and said when he threw up the live and what me and Vincent were actually commenting to. So now I have to play it all over again. Let's listen to what Vincent had clipped to do with what Tay had said, and then I'll put down the screenshots we have to the response. Right, yeah. If you put it,
so let me just find it. And when I said that on the live stream, Dupes completely denied that it was anything to do with that. So Tay clearly says, when you go through the court notes, you can see which was the catalyst for the investigation. I'll play it. It's there in the background.
Okay, then. Cheers, mate.
I'll mute myself.
Officer, I'm not doing this.
And I will too.
I'm not doing this. I've come out here to get content. I'm like, look, all you can do for me, well, one stop on the train away from the hotel, come back to the hotel, use your card reader so that you can just transfer. I don't want you to pay me for these 2 days. Just please, just transfer the plane ticket from next week to now so I can go home. And he's like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that because then you'll be the one that's in control. I was like, bro, it's not about control. I don't want to work with you. I just want to go home. I don't want to work with you. So then he starts talking about, what did he say then after that? I said to him, it's not about control. You're just not able to comprehend what I'm saying to you, and you think I'm attacking you all the time. So as he's walking off again, I said to him, look, this is exactly why when you read those documents, you was in trouble, because when those girls was taking the pictures, you didn't pay them. Remember, when you read it properly, he wasn't paying those girls properly. They wanted to be paid, and he wasn't wanting to pay them. And I said, this is exactly why you got in trouble, because you're not paying people when you're supposed to pay them, and you're withholding the money. And he said,
Right, so let's replay that again. Except a bit slower, so the ones who cannot hear with what's being said, then we will do it slowly. Yeah, I'm doing something at the moment. I'm on the wrong screen. Let's do it slowly, so then the imbeciles can actually hear of what Tay says. I think this is it.
and he's like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that because then you'll be the one that's in control. I was like, bro, it's not about control. I don't want to work with you. I just want to go home. I don't want to work with you. So then he starts talking about, what did he say then after that?
Right, let's hold it there. Let's slow it down just a bit. Right, so now I won't mute myself at all, but so hopefully you're not getting any echo. So I'm not going to mute myself.
I said to him, it's not about control. You're just not able to comprehend what I'm saying to you, and you think I'm attacking you all the time. So as he's walking off again, I said to him, look, this is exactly why when you read those documents, you was in trouble, because when those girls was taking the pictures, you didn't pay them. Remember, when you read it properly, he wasn't paying those girls properly. They wanted to be paid, and he wasn't wanting to pay them. And I said, this is exactly why you got in trouble, because you're not paying people when you're supposed to pay them, and you're withholding the money. And he said, you're out of order for saying that. I said, I say what I say. Call a spade, an apple. So then I asked him again. I said,
right. Now, A few moments later, Vincent put a message in his chat. And because he was doing what I was doing, I was listening to everything that was being said. Right, where is it? Right, I have to go through this correctly to find where it is. It definitely ain't that one. Ah, here it is. Right. Right, let's see if this is the first one. Right. Let's have a look. Right, let's bring it up. Bigger screen? Right. Vincent turned around and said, not long after what Tay turned around and said, and he says, I suppose I better blow it up for the imbecile lot. Right. Vincent said to me, you hear that, Ron, Maria Moon? And Maria Moon's reply, I do believe, is here. No, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it. Missed last couple of minutes. She was cooking dinner. Yeah. And then was said about the payment to me now, Master Ron. So this is my reply to what Vincent was indicating, to what Tay said. Let's get it right, imbecile, Mama Milo, and Ginge, and any other imbeciles that don't listen. Then I replied to what Tay had said. They only went to court because no money passed hands. That was into the response of what Tay just turned around and said. Wasn't implying anything. Vincent was indicating to what Tay turned around and said. Tay, as opposed to have seen the documents as well as everybody else. So there you go. Hopefully that clears up that bit, Torps, for you. That Ginge is full of fucking bullshit. The guy is a complete and absolute imbecile. And while them other imbeciles were listening to what that cretin had to say is beyond me. Totally beyond me. So it seems. So, right. Now, I did this back when Tay did his live when he fell out with BJE. And then Dupes decided to rerun the conversation which me and Vincent had. And Ginge decided to run with it, but he's never actually turned around and said what everything was being referred to. He's just saying, oh, look at these screenshots. He's blaming the females. Whereas he actually knew that we was talking about within that chat of what Tay had just turned around and said. So that was the reference which, Ginge, Mama Milo, you wanted to leave out that bit. You didn't want to share that bit with all the rest of the people, did you? You're spinning something that wasn't there because that's what you like to do. Right. Let's see what, where is it now? Right, let's get rid of that now. Right, let's go up. These are the things that were being put in Torps's live. Yeah, while that cretinous person was saying, right, where do I find it all now? It should be here. Let's have a look. Where are they now? Right, they're here, but why aren't they shown on my screen? Right, it isn't that one, so it must be that one. Let's have a look. The browser can't access it. Oh, right. That's a bit of a pisser, isn't it? Let's get rid of this thing. Maybe because I've got a few windows open. So if I get rid of them.
He's going to spend a fantasy 1,000 on solicitor to dox you, Ron.
Is he?
It's illegal to dox, by the way.
Okay then.
Reprobate.
It is illegal to do that, but hey. That's something else which I'm sure other people are going to get involved with.
We've got loads.
Right.
Loads.
And your accusations of people being particular types of individuals.
Yeah.
They're all there. Right. Oh, shit. Why can't I show them on the screen? That's weird. Share. The browser can't access your screen. Try capturing a different screen to see if this continues. Right. So I've had this fucking update that I've had. Right, so I don't need that anyway. So I'll get rid of that one because I've already shown that on the screen. So let's try this one. Right, I'll have to read it to you. Ginge said in Torpses, yeah. Maria Moon has already read it, but I'll read it again. For some reason, I can't show it. Ron Maria, pair wrong'uns, haven't even seen the proof. No, haven't seen the proof. Try a different browser. I don't know how to. I don't know. I don't know how to do it. But anyway, wrong'uns haven't even seen the proof. Granted, that's right. I haven't, but I'm not blaming them females. You know what I mean? He's guilty. The only question I have to do with that is how comes he's still allowed to film? That's really fucking odd. Well, have a stroke, you cunt. Maria Moon read that out to you. That is actually said. Then Mama Milo, obviously, you two of all people have shocked me after the shit you put out. So yeah. But that was in Torps's live when they were spurting allowed to set out. Had to jump up on the panel because Ginge and Mama Milo were timing us out constantly, so we couldn't actually get up on the couldn't actually do anything in the chat to actually say anything. So right, let's see if we can get it up again. No, right. Anyway, let me read this. This is from James's, before what I said on James's panel, right? And you can go and have a look at James's 13 days ago, roughly. Yeah. The first person who's left a comment is a person called Sahar Hamlin, and she says, "Fab live last night. You are a music lover like me. I found myself singing along. Thank you, my friend." And then Ginge put underneath that, he put, "Mongovich is a wrong'un. Ron is a twisting prick. Victim blaming when his daughter has been done is shocking. What was it? One Ron's mates." In other words, one of my mates. He types really retarded, so that's just the way it goes. So. But I'll put them up. I took the screenshots. of it, and you can plainly see that it's from James's live because it's in the comment section. So in case he tries to get rid of it quickly, I've got the screenshots and I've got the people and everything. So it ain't worth getting rid of it. Ain't really worth getting rid of it, Ginge, because I show it with James. So so, and then I made that comment on James's. Well, you for one are attacking my parenting. You're attacking my friends. What the fuck do you expect, you imbecile? Do you expect people to go, ah, bless you? Really? You're trying to spin a narrative where there is no narrative. You accuse people of being wrongers. You accuse people of being nonces. You turn around and say, if you all go and look at Ian Burns's posts, where he's accused Ian Burns of being a nonce and loads of other things, where he's threatened to attack a female, he's doxed people, he's put an old age pensioner's life at risk who hadn't long lost her husband. Everything is documented. Everything's documented. And he cries. He's the one who cries. That's like, wow. You say you're nothing to do with drama and all you do is act on drama, but you spin it into something that it isn't. That's the difference. That's the difference. Why didn't you play what we were commenting to, what Taya Turner said? Why didn't you do that? Why did you just say, oh, look what he said, he's blaming the females? No, we wasn't though, was we, Ginge? And I've just proven that you twist it to fit a narrative for yourself, but you say you're not about drama. See, I wouldn't mind if you had that conversation and you put up the actual video of what we were commenting to. Then I'll say, well, at least he put out the video, but you didn't. You didn't do it. It's like you very easily cut what me and James was talking about. You cut it right at the crucial minute, right at that point. Yeah, because what I was saying to James, I can't remember it word for word. I said, when you've got a female, yeah, in other words, which may be looking at jail because she had accused all these guys of raping her, yeah, I turned and said, this is the problem that we have, is that that female has put other females in the light. Are they telling the truth or aren't they telling the truth? But you cut that bit out. You deliberately cut that section out. You no, don't want to show that bit because that explains what all the conversations have been about. You know, it's because of those females who do that sort of thing, make it harder for other females who've got grievances and a real problem with individuals, but you didn't want your audience to actually hear what I was explaining to. You know, if you're going to do it right, you know, because that was the whole point of when we're talking about things, is that there's your prime example. Now that she's been found out, are you saying to me now that she's been found out that she was lying about these guys, that, oh, I can't judge her, I can't say anything about her? Is that what you're saying, Ginge? That she's still the victim, although it's been found that, yeah, but she wasn't a victim. This is the point. This
Sorry.
woman, what I was referring to, yeah, has been found that she was lying about all these guys that she'd met up on a dating site, and she accused them all of rape.
Really?
Right. So now it's been found out that it didn't happen. So
Right.
she's looking at a jail sentence.
That's what should happen.
Exactly. And
it should
that's
take them more
what,
seriously.
and that's the conversation from me, which I was having with Vincent. You know, you have to speak to Vincent where he was coming from, but I think he was coming from the same lines as me. You know, I'm sure I think James got what we were talking about, you know, and most people got what we was talking about within the chat when we're saying that the problem in society today and the screwed up system, you know, and it is completely screwed up. And we need to have these conversations. We need to have these conversations. If we stop having these conversations, then fuck it, they're going to run with it. You know, it's like I turned around and said in my life once, I said, the SHPO, there used to be different categories. And what the government have done is put on all these different categories into one bundle. So now it makes it more confusing for the individuals who's looking at, well, hang on a minute, why have they done that? You know, I just don't understand why governments do that sort of thing. And these are conversations that we need to have, you know, and you're looking at different possibilities and scenarios and what have you. So nobody was taking it away. He was guilty, DJ. Clearly, he actually confessed to being guilty. So he's guilty, clearly. So I don't know what the problem is. We weren't trying to say that he's innocent and that the girls were guilty. Far from it. But people like Ginge and the minions that maybe he has around him, what have you, I don't know. It's like, come on. What are we to stop having discussions? Let's forget about the fucking grooming gangs. Let's forget about that now. Let's forget about Rubik, whatever that guy's name who did them 3 little children in. Let's forget about that. Let's forget about Manchester Concert Arena. Let's forget about it. Let's forget about it. Let's forget about it. Let's not talk about it. That's not the way I work. And it never will. I will talk about these situations. Yeah, it may be, I don't know, not, what's the word I'm looking for? They're delicate subjects and not for everybody to listen to, but they're subjects that need to be talked about. If we stop talking about them and looking at different possibilities and scenarios and everything, then we might as well all just shut up and accept what's coming our way. You know, but yeah, going back to you saying my friends, Ginge, they're not happy. Do you think people's friends are going to be happy when you fucking well indicated that they're wrong uns? I'm sure they're looking for a landscape gardener right now. Seriously, you have just indicated that the people that I know are perps. They're wrong uns. They're degenerates. They're loads of things. So you haven't really had a go at me this time. You've actually gone for my friends. My friends aren't like me. They're not as calm as me. Far from it. Far fucking from it. They're not.
Don't.
You really fucking well need to think. They're not like me. I'm more of a diplomat sort of person. I'm different to them. They don't take kindly to be indicated to as somebody who would rape a child or rape anybody. They're not those sort of people. Really, they're not those sort of people that sit idly by. I don't have to do shit. But you dragged my friends into this. You chose to drag them into this shit. So now you've dragged them into this. They're looking for landscape gardeners. I reckon they want their lawns mowed. Anything, I don't know. Ain't happy. Who would be happy?
I think you should dig your own hole, Ginge. Dig your
Who
own
would be happy when somebody tries to label somebody as something? And that's exactly what you've done. You've brought my friends into this. You've indicating a friend of mine would do something like that. Do you realize what you've done? Really? I don't have to do shit. I don't know.
He's thick.
Look, when it comes down to, I never said the name of the girl or anything like that. I said young person, young girl, but there again, though, I call females older than me, all right, girl. I call people younger than me, all right, girl. And if a female that I know that is friends of ours, I go, all right, girl. Unless I'm being very specific to the person, then I use their name. But most of the time I say, all right, girl, you're doing all right, girl. That's how I talk, you know. But yeah, very cheap. So you know, you act all innocent, Ginge. Yeah, you act all innocent. Now, Torps, like, hang on. Now, I've gone by it. Hang on a minute. Right. It's that one. Now, I will admit, yeah, that yes, I did go to do with this. Is this it? Let's have a look. Right. I don't need that window. I don't need that window. Says I'm correct. Oh yeah, by the way, don't get rid of your life, Ginge. I've got it. No point. Let's get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. Do we need that one? No, don't think we need that one. Yeah. Right. This is it.
It's funny though, if he goes to a solicitor, it will backfire.
Right. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Right. Now, the funny thing with this, Ginge, is yes, partially I was going by this, and I do admit that. I never named. I never said the age. But hey, let's listen to the response that Vincent gets when he, now 2 people are on the panel. When there's more people on the panel, then, you know, and people are talking over each other, you can't hear what's being said most of the time because there's just too much. But there's only 2 people on the panel. Yeah. So let's hear what Vincent actually says and if he has corrected the second time.
Yeah, true.
Oh,
It
Di's
wasn't
in the chat. Di, I want to talk to you. That toothless fucking gardener is really annoying me at the moment.
Who's that?
Oh, he's your mate. I've got to be careful what I say, Torbs.
Oh, I think you're on about Ginge, aren't you?
Yeah, he's Ginge, if you're listening or if you're listening in the future. Hello to the future. Doing what you're doing with women is not a good look, Ginge. Now, I've had a good few fucking arguments for women on here, but I've never took it to the level that you have. What I have noticed, Ginge, is you don't take on the men around here. I've challenged you numerous times to get your fucking toothless, goony fucking face on a panel and talk to me, but you won't do that, will you? Because you're a fucking coward. So, and I've heard many other men have goes at you, and you do fuck all about them. But Di makes a comment about you, and quite rightly so, because you started picking first, you fucking toothless drug addict. You started picking first. Di has a go at you, and you start with the threats of doxing her, releasing all details and all manner. Well, you're not a fucking man, Ginger. You're not a fucking man at all.
I didn't know that.
It's a disgrace what you're doing.
Right, so I've missed all this, Vince. It's all new to me.
Oh, go to his channel and have a look at his latest post about Di.
Right.
Di's a lovely woman. I know she comes on here and she says controversial stuff, but she's allowed to say that. I'm allowed to say that. I get away with it. She can get away with it.
I
She can say what she wants. She can feel how she feels about the world, and just people either debate her, disagree with her, or say fuck all. But you've got Ginge who's making threats. It's disgraceful. Disgraceful, Ginge. You should be ashamed of yourself. Well, concentrate on your girlfriend. You don't seem that happy with your girlfriend, Ginge. I mean, the fact that you're sending your pictures of your fucking horrible, wrinkly old ginger cock to fucking 17-year-old girls on the internet whilst you're in a relationship with somebody else is quite a fucking tell.
It wasn't a 17-year-old.
Quite a tell. Well, she was 18 then. It's quite a tell, Ginger. It's quite an indicator.
Now, if that was me, I would have gone, hang on, Vincent, you know, she wasn't 18. I'd have heard it clearly on my panel because there's nobody else shouting around and what have you. And since a very good friend of yours, Ginge, didn't correct, you know, then to me, younger. I don't know how old the person was and everything. How would I? I'm not everywhere on YouTube. I really ain't everywhere on YouTube. So a lot of stuff is because browsing around. That's just the way it is. So see for me, for me it comes down to the fact that regardless of about this, what's a boy or something and what have you, boy, this person who come up 2 years ago, who's this person that Torps and Ginge had a problem with, this female Kirsty, but what's her thing? Bad boy, that's it. Now
we've never come across her before.
Yeah, jumped up on my panel. Yeah. Why should I remember the person? Really?
She had a bit of an attitude.
You know, I've had many people on my panel, you know, that have only popped up in it on once, maybe twice and what have you. I don't remember all of their fucking names. Can you name every single person that you have ever seen on a panel? Ever seen on a panel? Every single person's name? Of course not. I don't remember everybody. Obviously, I know people who have been around for a long time before I even started going up on panels. You know, and then I got to know more people when I started to go up on panels. And then I got because, you know, it was the same sort of people which you would be talking to. So, but when an individual jumps up on the panel and I don't really know them, then why should I remember that individual really until something? Oh, right, I remember that now. Why would I remember? Now, if you can remember every single person that has ever popped on your panel or been up on a panel once that you have never ever come across, ever come across, yeah, then good on you. But I'm pretty sure that person only came off my panel once. I could be wrong, but I believe so. And that was you're indicating to the night to do with some bullshit that I knew nothing about, where somebody with merchandise and what have you, which I haven't got a clue about.
No, I wouldn't have come across any of it.
So, you know, and it just happened on my panel.
She was on your live for about 5 or 10 minutes.
Well, I ended up kicking the woman.
Yeah.
This is it.
Because she was
So,
like, "Who are you?"
she was so relevant to me, I actually ended up booting her.
Yeah, did she? She was like, "Who are you?" And you was like,
It's my fucking channel.
Yeah.
I ended
That's
up
all I
booting her.
remember.
So she left and then she come back, and I ended up booting her. I thought, fuck it, I don't need this shit. So I don't know, fly by with Harriet. I ain't got a clue who that is. Anyway, that's yes. With Ginge, you know, how many times have you indicated about people? Yeah, and now you've indicated to do with my friends. Now, and how many times have I said that the person who did that, I did not know. I didn't even know that the person existed. How many times have I turned around and said that?
Does that make sense to you?
So, no, it doesn't make any sense to me. So I've just had to say it again for you, Ginge.
For another language. Isn't it?
I didn't know the person. Definitely not a friend of mine. Although my friends are not fucking happy because they're not sure which one you're indicating to. So they're taking it as every single one of them. So yeah. But yeah, please, Maria Moon has put the link to Ian Burns in the chat for you to go and see how many times. And Ian Burns is a good bloke. Well, as far as I know, he's very outspoken and what have you. I've never seen anything different, especially anything to indicate that he's a nonce in any shape or fucking form. You know, and Ian Burns has turned around and said many times, since you're claiming he is one, Ginge, start putting up the facts of that. Start putting up the facts, because you're all about, the receipts and everything else, blah, blah, blah. And since you're trying to paint him out as being something, then every single person will be waiting for you to prove your claim is correct. Since you like to make a big deal of it. you know, it's like throwing stones. You may get some stones come back at you. You know, you didn't, you just give your version of what those screenshots were about, not actually playing the video to what was being commented to. You're saying it as if, oh, somewhere I just decided to type something.
Yeah, randomly.
Randomly, you know, I just went into somebody's live and just goes, oh, you may do that, Ginge. You guys may do that, just randomly go in somebody's chat and randomly type something in it, which has no relevance to do with what a conversation is about. No, I was listening and I commented when I heard something, I go, oh, what's that? And since I was responding to a message that was directed at me, did I hear the same thing of what Tay had turned around and said? I responded to Vincent because that was what he was indicating to. Now, was you even there in that live, or was you sent the screenshot? Then okay, if you didn't hear what Tay said, then okay, you know, but you're still to blame because you can't get out of that one, because if you've been given screenshots and not knowing what it's about, then what you have become is a monkey, a flying monkey, which are doing somebody else's dirty work for them without having any context in what you've actually shown. So which is it? Was you there listening to what Tay was saying and took the screenshots, or was you just there lurking around? I don't know, a little bit seedy, I suppose it is seedy, to see what somebody types. Oh, they type this. I will snapshot that. I haven't got a clue what the fuck they're saying, but I'll snapshot it.
And try and make them look bad.
Is that what you do, Ginge? You did turn around and say that you do ghost, didn't you? And you don't comment. Well, if that's the case, then that isn't very good for you either, is it? Because if you go to chats, you claim that, oh, I do a lot of ghosting and I don't get involved with the chat. Then what's your excuse for not hearing what Tay said? See, I do. If I want to really listen to something, then I don't get involved in chat because I'm listening to what's actually being said. And then I'll type something which is relevant to the conversation or to what the person is saying on their live. But you still didn't listen. You were just lurking in the background just to see what somebody may type. That's a little bit creepy, to be fair, because then you've taken something and you haven't informed everybody what it was about.
Yeah, we know.
What the response was to. That took no side. I know it's Rick. I know it's Rick. It is rather humorous, to be honest. It was rather humorous, but, you know, playing the innocent and what have you, not giving it in its entire context and what have you, cutting things out, all that sort of shit, you know. It's like, get a life. Concentrate on your fucking garden job and what have you. You know, it's your fault for me having to do this yet again and having to show people, which was cleared up ages ago, but you were persistent. Wrong uns, wrong uns, wrong uns. Now, either you are a flying monkey, got sent some screenshots, and you're going to fucking fly around with it. Yeah. Or you were there, not listening to the conversation and taking screenshots. Which one is it? Which is it? Flying monkey, or you're just an imbecile, which was there just taking screenshots, but not listening to what was being said at that point in time. So then what people are referring to? What's that? Or both. Or both. You know, it's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know. I didn't have to do this, surely, to put it in context. Yeah, because I played music and what have you, then obviously that live. But now I've done it without music, and this can stay up. You know, it can stay up. But please go and have a look at Ian Burns's posts, and he's got all the he's got loads of screenshots, he's got videos as well, which is very interesting and what have you. And then you make your own minds up. But let's be honest here, you may hear people that you may not like, yeah, on a video, especially a video where he says that he is going to attack and dox a female, blah 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 blah. You know, you may not like the female. For us, we like the female, but you know, it's like everybody, some people you like and some people you don't, but it's still a female. And it seems that there's a trend to this. Yeah, I ain't doxed nobody. I haven't got Google fucking maps and showing people's windows, doors, and directing it to a pensioner's house and saying this person lives here who's innocent, or because her son is a fucking imbecile, knowing that she hadn't long lost her husband, pensioner. But everybody don't want to say nothing.
Why?
I really don't get it. I really don't. Hang on a minute. You put a pensioner's life at risk because you don't like somebody. Yeah. So you've decided to go about it that way instead of going down, waiting somewhere until the person you don't like walks past. And if you've got the balls, actually got the balls to confront that person, you don't show pensioners who's, I think she's in her 70s or 80s house or bedsit, whatever it may be, because he's stopping there. Is that normal? Is that actually normal for somebody to do that? Look, I know you have or had or still drug habit and what have you. I get it, but there's no excuse. There's no excuse at all, you know, and that's just the way it is. You know, fucking hell, the amount of people you did have a go at in there, you know, you give them medical advice. What medical actual qualifications have you got? You're downing a female. You had a go at Mickey for some reason. I'm not too sure. You're dissing somebody for their looks. Yes, it's you. And it's like, wow, this guy really does think that he's something special. Something really special. You know, are you now a qualified physician of some kind? Some things that you said might to go, got a point there. But most of it, I thought, oh, is too far. Can that be liable? can that, you know, having a go at people in wheelchairs? Didn't you? You said about having a go at people in wheelchairs. You brought wheelchairs up, cripples up, strokes up. You name this up, that up, that up, that up. Didn't you, Ginge? So, you know, what does that all mean?
To your Temu solicitor.
Yeah,
Tell it all to your Temu solicitor, Ginge.
you know,
Tell them the truth, because it'll all come out if you do.
yeah, that's it. That's why I'm not one of these people to run to the police and all that shit. That ain't my style. I just can't be arsed with that. But one thing I do, and that is I document everything. And then I give it to the team. And so when somebody decides to go, then I can go,
Hang on.
there you go, we've got it. We got the fucking idiots. I ain't had to call the police. I ain't had to take people to court. Because that ain't the way I roll.
We don't dox.
You know, we don't dox. We don't do low blows. That's just not our style. You know, I only give the energy that somebody gives towards us. And then I just facilitate with the exact same energy. You know, have you noticed? I could have turned around and said, Ginge the Minge.
No, it's pathetic.
You know, I could have said something where Mama Milo, I could have made a comment on that. You know, I could have gone into what you did.
What's been said.
You know, and what's been said. I could have gone into a lot of fucking things. You know, just to take the piss out of you, where name calling and this, that, and the rest of it. That's why I put your name as Ginge. Because I thought, no, can't be asked.
It's childish.
So if you're gonna throw up another life, you know, you just go ahead. Just go ahead. But if you're gonna do it, yeah, do it in context. Show what's everything has been said. Don't try to spin it. Don't just throw up screenshots. All this malarkey, but not telling people, well, it's because of what Tay said would have been nice. You know, if you had turned around and said, well, Tay turned around and said, well, to do with money. So that's what the screenshot was actually about, was because of what somebody said. That wasn't indicating to anything to do with the girls. It was to do with what the person throwing the live had turned around and said. But you span it that what I was saying was that they only did it, took him to court for money, and that's what you were spinning it as, wasn't you, Ginge?
But you should have kept
And then you say that I am your words, I'm a wrong un, I'm a, what is it, a nonce protector? Something like that.
Wow.
Is that what you was indicating to, Ginge? Whereas you had screenshots, you was there, you heard what was being said, you know what the screenshots were indicating to. I'm not sure what you turned around and said. I'm just saying, if you know.
No, I'm asking you, did you?
I don't think you really mentioned much where Vincent was concerned.
But Vincent was equally involved.
Yeah.
And obviously Vincent is known.
Yeah, but it's mainly in my direction. Yeah, mainly in my direction.
That shows a lot, doesn't it?
And
that tells a lot.
I haven't got a volume on my mic, by the way. if I had a volume on my mic, then yeah, I'll be able to blast over other people that come on my panel or whatever panels I go to, but I'm still not able to blast over people. So no, I wasn't turning up mic volume and everything. It just wasn't the case. I was just talking in my mic and that's it. So no. So anyway, you know, Torbs jumped up on my panel when I did my live after Torps's went down, when you went up on Torps's and I was there. Spoke about it on your own panel. Yeah, we did. We did. And this is it. You know, I've had to show the video all over again because he just won't let it go.
He's spamming, you know, in people's chats, isn't he?
So you know, really, I feel sorry for Torps as well. If Torps didn't know, if Torps didn't know, so I will take it as, since I jumped up on his panel and he was given over a vibe that he didn't know everything, just what Ginge had turned around and said to him that I was protecting. So he may have sent Torps screenshots without actually turning around and saying to Torps that, yeah, he was commenting to what Tay turned around and said. Then that's a scummy thing to do to Torps, really.
Scummy.
You know, because you didn't fill you didn't fill in Torps with what it was all about.
Scummy's a nice word for it.
So because I believe Torps had turned and said, I don't know what this is all about. And he asked me the question, and I said, yeah, he's fucking, of course he's guilty. Of course he's a wrong un. So I take it you didn't tell Torps about the live as a whole. You didn't tell Torps of what he turned around and said, or what we were commenting to. That's a scummy thing to do with a mate of yours, you know. And I was a little bit pissed off Torps jumping up on my panel and I'm about to show it and Torps jumped off. I don't know why he jumped off, but he did.
Yeah, Mickey said earlier, I was on to Torps earlier before Ginge did that live stream, and he made it clear that he likes Ron and you.
Oh, right. Yeah, I don't even know why he brought you up, Mickey, to be fair.
To try and get back up.
Oh,
what
right.
they do, isn't
Oh,
it?
right. Okay. Okay.
To try and get back up.
So yeah. So I'm not belittling you, Ginge, Mama Milo. This isn't what this is about. You know, it's just that you've decided to leave a message. Well, not both of you. It was Ginge. Maybe Mama Milo, I'll give the benefit, didn't know what Ginge had put in before the live that he ended up showing of James's. But he may not have told Mama Milo, oh, I hit on a particular subject, a comment within James's comment section of one of his lives. So yeah, so maybe she didn't know about that. Give the benefit of the doubt. More likely nobody knew anything about it. So you reap what you sow. If you want to fucking well say, indicate that I knew the individual and that the individual was a friend of mine, which those friends of mine are not fucking happy because now you've labeled them. You really don't know what you do you? When you start bringing other people into this shit. Okay. Landscape gardener for hire.
petrol comment. What's the petrol comment?
Discussed with the petrol. I don't know what the petrol comment was. I don't know. I don't know. I recorded it. To be fair, I listened to some of it, bits and pieces and what have you, but I've got the recording. So yeah, myself of it. I was going to play it and review it and what have you, but I thought, fuck it, I won't do that tonight. What I'll do is I'll just fill in the gaps that he purposely left out on purpose.
What I've heard is enough. I haven't
So-
seen any of his live. Just the comments that I've read that he's been spamming all around YouTube as far as.
Well,
I'm
this is
concerned,
it.
enough.
This is it. If he's going around YouTube and trying to label me and you
And your mate.
and my mates as protectors,
And
and turn around and trying to label my mates as rapists of children, then yeah, of course there's going to be comeback of some way or another. You must realize that there, you know, you don't know. I don't know. They won't come to me and turn around and say if they will or won't do something.
oh, did he, Debs? Oh,
He
you
said
bother
he
like,
wouldn't
didn't you?
piss on you. He would pour petrol on you. Just horrendous.
I'm
Did
not
he?
surprised.
The guy turned around and said, I'm in a wheelchair. The guy turned around and said strokes. The guy turned around and said a lot of things and what have you. So yeah, he's got a thing where people are that's older than him, and you know, let's face it, he's put an old lady's life at risk. You know, so he's got no respect for his elders anyway. So that wouldn't surprise me, you know. But yeah, I wouldn't want his piss over me anyway. Fucking hell.
Wouldn't want him near me.
What would I end up catching if he did? That's how I look at it. No, I don't know what you got. I'd rather burn than get one of those. You know what I mean? So yeah, gotta make light of it, haven't you? Gotta make light of it. Stupid remarks. He's gonna come and do something to me. He turned around and said, you know, whatever.
And he's going to pay a tenner to $1,500 to find out who you are.
I'll tell you what, Ginge,
Creep.
you know, to make threats on people that you're going to commit acts of
It's not a good
violence
idea.
and all that sort of stuff, you
So
know,
you've got loads more. What is that?
leave it alone.
Idiot.
Leave it alone. All these people that say they're going to do this and they're going to do that, leave that shit out of it. Unless you want to go back to school and I don't know, relive it for some fucking reason. I don't get it when all these people say, "Oh, I'm gonna if I met up with you, blah blah blah," you know. And that's what I try to say. Most of these people wouldn't say what they say on YouTube in the flesh, because they know what would happen to them. He wouldn't have said what he said on one of those, and where he turned around and indicating that what is one of my friends in a pub, in a club. Of course he wouldn't, because he knows what will happen to him. People don't act that way unless they are completely and utterly bonkers. Wouldn't do that in a pub. So, anyways, I think that's enough on that about you, Ginge. Didn't say much where Mama Milo is concerned. It was your live stream. Didn't really hear her say anything, so I can't really say anything where Mama Milo is concerned. Can only say by the screenshots. But did you tell Mama Milo what you put in James's comment section after the live? Did you tell her?
She must know.
before what I said on James's live. A little bit of tit for tat. Anyway, Remo wants to clear up something else. Strike Force swaps the floor with Marvel Future Fight. I'll tell you what, it's diabolical, all this fighting and all this, you know what I mean? Ain't gonna do it. Ain't gonna do it, because why advertise it? I don't advertise. If I'm going to do something, I'm not going to turn around and say to everybody, well, I'm going to go and do this. Oh, yeah, incriminate myself that I've actually gone out and I've done it.
Well, it seems like you've got more on
Stupid.
the live than what you've seen and heard. Oh, whatever.
Pathetic. It's pathetic.
Yeah.
Anyway, here you go.
Right.
Clear up a few things.
Right. This is moving on from Ginge and Mama Milo, but mostly Ginge. It's moving on from there. Okay. This is something that we were told about, right? And we have heard it for ourselves as well. So it's not just hearsay. We know that it was said. So, Michelle C., this is at you. May one of the flying monkeys or Scummy Smiler, if you're clipping it, which you probably are, or Beyonce or one of you lot, you can go back and tell her if she doesn't hear it for herself, yeah? Michelle, our list of 16 is now 18. Mama Milo and Ginge have been added to it because they wanted to involve our daughter and what happened to her. However they went about it is irregardless. Some like to go full on in, some just like to refer to it. But either way, it shouldn't be mentioned. So yeah, it's our list. Do not say that our list should not even exist. Who the fuck are you to say that our list should not exist? Rein your neck in, like I said to Gypsy Dave when he said that the list shouldn't exist. Rein your neck in. You've never been on it, love. You've never been on it. Why?
Well,
is there something that I don't know? Have you said something that I don't know?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I've never heard you mention our daughter.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're not on it. But a lot of your friends are, aren't they? And that's what you don't like, isn't it? That a lot of your friends are on it. And rightly fucking so. Some of them really went there, didn't they? Just showed more about them than about us. And Zara's not on it. Of course she's not. She never said anything. Why would we put Zara on it when she's never mentioned it?
Now, I'll just butt in here. What Zara turned around and said, she said from a religious aspect to do with gay people.
And it's Deegan as well. You're going to keep pulling Deegan and Joe up about it as well, because it is the three of them. Yeah. And that's to do with our other daughter. Yeah.
And you can't argue with people who come from a religious basis.
Michelle, get it straight. It's nothing to do with that. But yeah, I will say thank you again, Dejected Tomato. Big up yourself. Much respect. I saw that you'd wrote in the chat, sent the clip, that you said that Michelle, you're right. I can't remember your exact words. I have got the screenshot somewhere. But you turned around and said, you're right, Michelle, there shouldn't be a list because nobody should be mentioning their daughter. Big up yourself. Respect. Thank you. You're bang on there. But I noticed that your comment was ignored. They never mentioned it on the panel, did they? So, yeah. But yeah, all I can say is that it speaks volumes about the 18 of you that are on the fucking list. And I'm sure there's going to be more of you, that you're a bunch of disturbing cunts.
Oh, yeah, there is something else that was mentioned a while ago to us when somebody was coming into our chat, turned around and said where UK lady is concerned. She was supposed to have said it. And the person did turn around and say that they will find the clip showing that she actually went there as well. But as far as we know, we've never seen it. So we can't really comment that she did or she didn't. So until we can see a clip,
it's not a list about kids, Rick. It's a list about our daughter. It's to do with our child. It should never have been brought
It is.
up. They should never have used it against us. They've all done it because they've had nothing else to use against us. So therefore, they use our daughter to hit out, to hurt, to whatever. To be fair, after about 12, I become immune to it. You kind of expect it with some of these people. You see them, you know that they're scummy already, and you know that when you fall out with them, that's what they're going to say. I saw it with Milo. I saw it come in before he did it, long before he did it, and a few others too. So yeah, it's just more about them.
It's what, well, you've actually gone through it, Rick, with a low blow. Can't have a go at you, so then they use something to get at you which has no relevance within the disagreement. So they have to go, oh, I know a way how to get to an individual. Shit's going on. I'll put the knife in. That sort of thing, you know, which shouldn't have any relevance to anything. But that's what people do. They have to go below the belt to, I don't know, a brownie point of some kind, what have you. I don't.
I'm sorry, but
I don't
they are
get
mentally disturbed. To even think to use something like that against someone, they've got to be mentally disturbed.
Well, to use most things of what some people use, it's like, why? You know, it shouldn't come down to health and
keep family out of it.
You know what I mean? It's like
for the person, not their family.
So yeah. So this is it. We've heard that we don't like Michelle. Michelle, if you hear this, yeah, we've never said we didn't like you. Some of the stuff that you have done, but I did actually mention to you on a panel, why did you do what somebody else had done? Yeah, in your direction, you know, because you're feeding somebody else for, you know, yeah, of course. So I didn't like what I was hearing. But to turn around and say that I've categorically turned around and said that I don't like Michelle, never said that. And same as never said that Michelle was on the list. Because when Binksy went on the list, it was exactly the same night that what's his fucking name? Arkash went on the list.
Yeah, you're 5 and 6 or
whatever. So where did Michelle come into this? You know, it was 5 and 6, Binksy and Michelle. Well, hang on a minute. That couldn't have happened because it was Binksy, it was Arkash, and then Binksy on the same live, Jason's live, same night, within about 4 minutes, 5 minutes of each other. You know, and people turn around and say to me, oh, why is Binksy, blah, blah, blah. The reason is, is that she was all about women's rights, children, and all that stuff, So she was a campaigner for all that, which, you know, but anyway, but then she uses, well, correct my words, is I can understand why Agent X said what she said. Right. So in other words, every single so to me, how I interpret it, is that so if you have a disagreement with somebody, then why not throw that in the mix? Because you're having a disagreement. The disagreement that me and Agent X had was all to do, and recently it's been talked about many times, to do with Man Like Tiggs and a video which was made. And it was then when Man Like Tiggs turned around and did it to do with, and he swapped it around, I turned around and said, like a few other people turned around and said, well, so in other words, you're okay to want to do it on Laura, but because Tiggs twisted it and put it onto you, now it's not funny. You know, I never got to see it. I was just saying, hang on a minute, you know, you're okay for it to be on Laura, but you're not okay. Because I don't get that, you know. And then she did what she did. So for her to, for Binksy to make that comment, she knew what the whole thing was all about, but she doesn't think that she shouldn't have done it. Agent X shouldn't have done that long fucking post of what she did.
Which we
Right.
still got as well.
For me, when a person who puts themselves out is protection, children, blah, 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 that's like a person to do with the children in the grooming gang or any child that has been raped, all because the parent may say something that pisses somebody off, then it's okay to use that. Does that sound like a person that's really out there fighting for the rights? To think that, oh, now I can understand why somebody does that. So you're with a certain section of people in society, because let's face it, that's what they've done.
But Michelle, I've invited you up on Ron's panel a few times to talk about things that you've said, things that have been said, but you've never wanted to do it. So to me, that speaks volumes as well. And I don't forget what you've said, and I won't.
So
But
yeah,
nothing to do with our daughter. You're not on the list.
well, that explains that. How can you be 5 and 6 when actually it was Arkash and Binksy, not Binksy and Michelle? Funny that, isn't it? Where did you get that from? Or are you just making shit up as you go along? Is that what it is? You're making shit up as you go along, like a lot of the shit that you make up and spin it around as if it happened. It didn't. But hey, you know, if you honestly have been told this and what have you, then how am I to convince you that that didn't happen?
I don't really care.
You know, and that's it. I there's no way I can convince you that but what you want to turn around and say is that, right, you need to be convinced that you was and Binksy was 5 and 6. That's what you need to say to those people. Anybody that utters those words, turn around and say, okay, then you're saying that Binksy and me 5 and 6. Right, show it to me. Or do we go by hearsay now? Because if we go by hearsay now, oh shit, could I go to by hearsay right now?
What was Michelle saying though when she used to do her own lives? You're not
dunno.
on the list, you're not coming in.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
I don't
yeah.
know. But yeah, I ask them. I ask the people who are trying to convince you that you was Michelle, and say, right, prove it. Just prove it to me. Otherwise, if we're going to go by hearsay, then yeah, if it's true, then what I heard a while back, because then I turned around and said, and we weren't talking at the time, and somebody said something in a chat, if you remember, I'm not going to repeat it, and I said, what the fuck are you doing? You shouldn't be saying that shit. You could get somebody a knock on the door. So was there any truth in that, Michelle? Since you like to go by because somebody said something, then it must be true. So, you know,
but they're her friends.
it's a bit like, I don't know. It's a bit silly, that, isn't it? But hey, who am I? I'm, you know, just somebody who turns around and says to somebody if I get on with them or not, and somebody wants to throw something at somebody, and I'll turn around and say, hang on a minute, I can back off with that remark. You know, you get somebody a knock on the door for that person, that's totally out fucking order.
There's so many
You know?
life being spun. Why don't they come to us and talk to us? I've asked her so many times that I've just given up. And then I hear her saying shit like that.
You know, there's things that I'm pretty damn sure Michelle hasn't liked some of the stuff that I've said, done, shown, and what have you. But I wouldn't say, all because she may not like what I've done, that she didn't like me. I think, but that's your opinion. That's my opinion. We're grown-ups, you know, but who told you this? Who told you we didn't like you? Who told you that you was on a list? Because somebody must be telling you.
Well, who's pulling the strings? Who's pulling whose strings?
So, yeah. So anyway.
Can I just go quickly back to Ginge before you finish? Because there's something else that popped in my head, yeah.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
Oh, Ginge is coming back to you.
Yeah, back to Ginge quickly. Yeah, Ginge, you turned around and said, oh, big up JPM for pointing out that it was Kirsty and not Emily. It was a 30-year-old and not a 17-year-old. Big up JPM. Did you big up JPM for pointing out to you that the Vincent and Ron screenshots that you showed and the conversation was not what you were trying to play it as? I noticed you skipped that bit, didn't you, Jim?
Yeah, of course, he stopped it.
Yeah, you didn't. You didn't want to big James up for that bit, did you? For pointing out that you were wrong, just that we got something wrong. But hey, you run with your lies and your threats and your Temu solicitor. Carry on.
Yeah,
it'll backfire, I promise.
Yeah. Well, you never know. You might have some work come your way. So more likely help out Ginge. So I'm sure there's people out there looking for a landscape gardener. So yeah. Anyway, all of you guys, that's really it now. Unless somebody wanted to pop up on the panel, have a conversation, not about this. This is our crap. You know, it's our crap. It's not other people's crap. You know, I'm not trying to sway people and this, that, the rest of it, because what's the point? You know what I mean? We're just people on a fucking YouTube screen talking bollocks, as we all do. You know, that's as we all do. Like I said, that includes me. So yeah, I just thought I had to clear that up because it shouldn't have been brought up all over again. To be fair, you know, I said what I said, he said what he said, she said what she said, Maria Moon said what she said, and that's it. But you know, when you're calling people wrong uns and turn around and saying that people put something down by your way of thinking for no reason, showing a screenshot for no reason, it's like, wow. So I had to address it, simple as, and I addressed it in full, even where the guy turns around and said what he said, and that's indicating to Tay, and that's near the beginning. So yeah, if anybody wants to jump up on panel, we don't have to talk about this shit. You're more than welcome. Can't play music, obviously. I'm still waiting. They're taking a fucking long time to come back with their decision. Fucking hell. I don't know. So I can't play any music at the moment. Can't take the risk. Also, I'd like this live to stay up for people to listen to. And now they can get the full scope of what Ginge was showing on his panel and what it was relating to, because he sort of hid that from all of you. And if you got sucked in and going, yeah, Ginge, yeah, I see that, Ginge, and none of you were saying, what's that? What's it in context to, Ginge? What are they? Where are they commenting? Where's the context to this? Because why would somebody just randomly type that? So there must be a reason why it's been typed. So yeah. Anyway, nobody there to jump up on panel. That's perfectly fine. All I can say is take care of yourselves. Thank you very much for tuning in. Sorry I didn't say hello to everybody. I do apologize, but you know, I thought, fuck it, I'm having to fill in the gaps all over again. It's pathetic. You go your way, we'll go ours, and we never have to talk to each other or anything like that. You know, because it's, I don't know. I'm fed up with doing this. I want to have really good conversations on the shit that's going on.
They do it again.
You know, yeah. So
I certainly won't be.
there's bigger shit going on in the world than YouTube shit, to be fair. You know, that's why I put up posts. Just glimpses of what's going on in your country and around the world.
We don't follow most of
So-
them anymore, do you
so-
see?
Yeah, I can't play music, Yen, so I'll just close it down. Nobody wants to come up on panel. So I'm not going to sit up here and I've got nothing to waffle on about.
To
be honest. You know, fucking hell. Hour and 40 minutes talking about crap YouTube, fucking beefs and what have you, which should have really been right. He said this, I responded to this and responded to that, and then he responded that I thought that was all done and dusted. But no, 13 days ago, he decided to put something on James Patrick's post,
And 4 days ago.
comment section. So, you know,
And again,
paid
4
in
days
kind.
ago, he did
paid
it.
in kind. So, yeah, I know, but you know.
It's continuously into the life.
Mm.
It's just like, get a grip. Get
So-
a life, Ginge.
So let's all move on. I won't talk to you on a panel. I won't talk to you in a chat. That's mutual feeling. I can't be asked,
You can block
to be
them.
fair. You're not into the conversations that I'm into. I'm definitely not into the conversations that you have. You know, I like people which know how to have a good debate on stuff rather than, you know, when was the last time I had to do something? Oh, I remember over a month ago because of what you were trying to spin back then. And I had to show that video, what I've shown tonight. Again, I didn't leave it up. I could have put it up as a video, but I thought, no, I've had my say. I put it there and that's it. It should have been dead and buried, but I've had to do it again. Anyway, everybody, take care of yourselves. Thank you very much for tuning in. And we will catch you at some point later on. More likely here, because I don't really go anywhere to get involved on other people's panels. So anyway, thanks a lot. Take care of yourself. Mickey, Yen, Rick, I don't know who else is there. There's 23, but only 3 or 4 people in the chat. So to all of you, take care of yourself. Oh, Rude Awakening, you take care of yourself as well. And we'll catch you at some point, you know. And don't forget, Oh, James, don't forget, this is YouTube. It's YouTube beef and what have you. I'm not going to call anybody out to have a fisticuff and what have you, because I'm not in the playground. Don't need to do it. It's meaningless. And why advertise? Why advertise? Bye for now.